My name is Kathy Broderick, and I haven't worked for a while because the Alzheimer's. And but we've had a good time. We've had a long
Marriage.
marriage. Yes.
You're pretty good at this.
Yeah. You go.
I'm Steve Tharp. Kathy and I, like she said, we've been married 36 years. So yeah, we've got a pretty good life, all things considered.
The first doctor we talked to, she wasn't sure if it was good or bad or whatever. And finally, we got the spinal tap, and they did that. And the way we got it back was just in a photo, I think. Because nobody told us what was really going on, or so we had to go it on our own for a while.
When we went to the first neurologist, like Kathy said, I'm not going to mention any names, but it was a really horrible experience. She was very distant, very aloof, just didn't seem to care. And we got so desperate for a diagnosis because our primary care physician told us that Kathy is experiencing cognitive decline. He says, I won't diagnose it, but I can tell you without a doubt she's experiencing it. We just got to figure out why. And so this first neurologist, we just gave up on her. We actually drove to Cleveland Clinic. We just took a weekend and went and set up an appointment. And this doctor, the first thing he said, he goes, "Why are you here?" He goes, "You have one of the world-renowned clinics right in St. Louis." They go, "Nobody told us." Yeah, he pretty much gave her a few tests. He says, "Well, this is not a thorough diagnosis, but I'm pretty sure you've got primary progressive aphasia and you need to get tested." So we went back and we found a different doctor, and now the rest is history. We know.
For a long time, I didn't think it could be true. But even people in my family were like, "No, you're not. No."
But like Kathy said, it took us months to finally just really accept this. And I admit, I didn't even realize that I was in denial for a long time. And then I think once we both came around and realized, okay, like Kathy said, this is our life now, then things started falling into place. But I got to tell people, make sure you have the right doctor. If they're not talking to you, they're not giving you the information you need, dump them. Get a different one. Don't waste your time.
At first, I didn't tell anybody that I had it, but then with the trouble with how to talk to people, I've got to learn to let people know that this is what I have, and people usually say, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear it," or something. But I think you should be out and open about having it.
It just has worked out this way. As when we're going to bed at night, we're lying there. There's been moments since the diagnosis where we're laughing so hard about something that we said or did earlier in the day, or just some weird disconnect with our communication. And I swear, we just lay there before we go to sleep and we're just laughing hysterically. And I can't think of a better way to go to sleep than that. So it's those moments where it's, for me personally, being on the other side of this, I think just finding those moments of joy and recognizing them, more importantly, and relishing them. We don't take anything for granted anymore. And I know it's cliche, and I would have to say that if this hadn't been our diagnosis, we probably would have been like we always were, just always planning ahead, never living in the moment. And so you got to just find those moments, those things in there that make a positive impact on your life, and hold on to them. That's all you can do.
I think once I got the...
Yeah, it was some recipe that you had made.
Yeah, and it was so bad. It was just so bad that we couldn't eat it. And I said, "That's it, it's all on you for cooking." And at first, we were eating a lot of pizza. But yeah, it's good to have the other person take charge of that, I think.
Can I interject something as
Yeah, go ahead.
on the other side of that? I think one of the hardest parts is knowing when to back off, when to allow them to I don't want to say struggle, but it really is kind of a struggle, and when to try to step in. And I'm 40 years in IT, being a problem solver. It's almost impossible for me to sit back and not jump in and try to fix it. But she, again, advocating on her behalf, said, I need to do this on my own. She would tell me, let me try. And it took us months to kind of find that place where, but it's hard watching someone you love struggle, but she has to go through that.
Yep.
And I think we've managed to find that sweet spot.
No, I like to go to the gym, and I'm not into gym much, but
Better than she says.
I make up my own ways to go in the water, and people probably think what she's doing. I don't know. I've never seen that before, but I just like whip around and do all this other stuff, and I love it.
Yeah. It's fun to watch her do it. You can tell it's joy. She's
Yeah.
blissing out on it, and it's great to see.
Yeah, it's important that I get out and do something that's good for me, and I love it.
Well, from my perspective, for what it's worth, it's just a sense of normalcy, because your whole world is just blown up. I mean, it's hard to describe. It's just everything you planned is now, I don't want to say gone, but really disrupted. And so I think finding that rhythm within this new reality for Kathy you'll lose your mind if you don't. So you got to find a way back to some sense of normalcy.
If I didn't have all these things to work on something or play with some people or whatever, if we didn't have that, I don't know what I'd be doing. I just hope other people would be able to keep going, and don't just mope around and
Feel sorry for yourself.
yeah.
We do that too, though. I mean, you have your moments, right?
Yeah.
We both do, and we get,
Yeah.
you get your peaks and your valleys, and there's moments sometimes when we're both feeling down, but it doesn't last forever. And Kathy, she doesn't get as extreme as I do, but she has her ups and downs, but those good days, when you're feeling good and we're laughing, and man, you go to bed that night thinking it was a, and we both actually usually go, it was a good day today.